Welcome back, everybody, to the game table. We are in the middle of an alien invasion. Currently, we have the Earth militia forces moving from the west side of the map going east. The center part of the map is where most of the action is going to take place. We do have, I don't think, there's like one unit here that's off the map that you can't see that I constantly talk about and point to as far as what it can do, and I just realized you can't see it yet. These things are still off the map, so I'll do better at trying to talk about what they can do, and just I'll try to keep in mind you can't even see what they can do. When we left, one thing was we opened up the paragraph of the book where we revealed a event, and it said to place certain units on the board. Like the aliens were hiding, and then when I popped up onto the mountain here, I could then see everything. And I put down random AI cards for them, or the counters. It's just the one thing I forgot was it says they're to be revealed. So I have all these creatures on the board now, and they are revealed. That's actually very important. So just real quick, in case you're not familiar with the game much, the mystery markers actually have different combat rules versus unrevealed. So when they're revealed, they fight with the statistics of the counter that they have, for good or bad. If they're not revealed, then the AI card actually has a section on it that will give you a combat result based on the cover that the target is in, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. I think that you have better combat results against actual revealed units than, say, hidden. Well, at least as far as the infantry type stuff. If you're shooting with tanks and whatnot, that could be more challenging. But anyway, they're revealed. I left off because even though I was playing the game, I kind of forgot where we left off. So I just said, hey, I'm going to leave myself at three cards in my hand, and that will tell me that this was the beginning of the Earth forces. We left off where I've actually only drawn one end turn card, and I still have a lot of units to activate. So we're not even close really to the end of this first turn. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an I keep saying American, but Earth Militia. It's a fire with no power and a move. So I have fire, I've got Bullet Storm, Ambush, First Fire, and a Bloodlust, a Rally 2, and Command Ops. Now, I have soldiers that I can move up. The problem is, I've got some units that, once they kind of move up to this ridge line, there's no cover. They're in the open, which makes it very easy for them to take damage from the alien attackers. But in a way, we've got to push over that so we can, get up here and fight. I do have this, which is rough. If I remember right, that's rough terrain, and I think that does give a cover of 1. Yeah, that's rough. Rough does give a cover factor of 1 because it's like big rocks and stuff. But it doesn't really put me in line to do a lot of shooting, except maybe straight across to this unit in woods. And putting something in rough, let me see if the Bradley can even drive. Tracked over rough is 2 movement points. Tracked. Yeah. And so I could maybe, when this is refreshed and can actually do stuff, move the Bradley over here. The Bradley has amazing firepower, so I want to keep that alive as much as possible. Plus, these are the infantry. They're the mecha. They're called mecha, and they're probably the easiest things on the board to kill. The hover tanks probably are not going to be too much of a challenge either. It's just that I got a lot of stuff, and I have a lot of people to try to figure out how to move and where to move them to safety. That's the problem. I got to get in close. I have to get close because, one, that does open my people up to counter fire, but putting close will give combat advantages to my people. One actual legitimate strategy is to not do anything, pass. And then if the aliens can't do anything, that would technically be a pass as well. When you have 2 pass in a row, then that will force an in turn, and then I could take advantage of movement in the, what do they call that? The I forget the term. I don't want to look it up at the second, but basically it's reserve movement. I think it's reserve movement. And I can move these folks for free without fear of being shot at. Then when I start a turn, if I get them into position using reserve move, I can start attacking. That's a hope. Now, units that are already moved, I can't move in reserve, but I still have some units here that I could move up. Now, what I can do, maybe not utilize that strategy yet. I have a move, because the other thing is if I end the turn now, I have to get rid of some of these cards, and there's some really good cards. I just don't have like fire and move and stuff like that. And the person that is able to fire has already moved. So he's in position, but he can't really do anything. It's just a matter of maneuvering your troops to get him in position. So I'm going to use my move, my one move. I'm going to activate, oh, that's a dragon. The M60 is already up. I'm going to go ahead and move Iskara. Here's why. I'm going to move her up. Iskara has an ability. She can actually shake a unit that is 3 squares away, and she doesn't need line of sight because she's like a psychic, super psychic. But I got to move her up, and I'm going to keep her down here. Even though she could add to combat, that automatic shaking of units is like incredible. Because once a unit is shaken, then when I do combat results, I only need a couple of combat results to kill a unit. I don't need like a whole bunch. So I'm going to move her up here, and that would put her in range of this front line to start shaking units. So she's done. Okay, aliens. Alien invaders. Now this is skirmish stance. There is an event that I can trigger that will change their stance. I think it changes it to offensive. We would check that in the scenario when I need it. But for right now, they are skirmish, and it says fire. And it is a red triangle. However, let's see, I thought I had a red triangle. I think the red triangle I had earlier I killed, but I could be wrong. That was yesterday. I can't remember. But I currently have no red triangles on the board. And because I have 4 revealed aliens, I have to have a matching symbol. All right, so the aliens pass. Then it comes back to me, to the Earth Defense Forces, and I draw. And I grab the second end turn. All right, so I don't even have to pass. I drew the second end turn. So I'm going to put that down on the pile. There are 2 more end turns in my action pile. So I don't have to shuffle the deck, right? But I still have to discard. I'm actually going to go ahead, I'm going to keep Bulletstorm, because that will give me a bonus to combat, because I've actually got a unit that could shoot, and having an extra firepower point could be useful. So I'm going to go ahead and discard those 2 I don't need. Then I'm going to go ahead and take off all the move. Oh, wait. Before I do, I can do my reserve move. We talked about reserve move and how that might be useful. So this infantry unit is actually going to go ahead and move up here. You can move diagonally, and it's 1 point to move up. So that's 2 of his 3 movement. I'm going to move forward 1 more. That way they can start shooting. And I don't need to mark them with a move because I know it's the end of the turn. This infantry, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to move him up. Then I'll have 2 infantry stacked. I'm just putting that move marker down because there was 1 marked with move. I'm going to keep the dragon right here simply because it is a missile team. It does give me a bonus to shoot against the hover cars. The hover cars, even though they get move orders, a lot of times the move orders say they have to move to where they take cover. But as far as this side of the board, there's no real cover that they can go into. The cover I have are these trees, the forest, if you will, and hover cars can't go in there. So these hover cars are just off to the side, just kind of not doing anything. So the dragon can kind of stay hidden until I can actually push it forward. I think I will push it forward. It'll share a square, because you can put 2 units in. So it'll share with the hero unit. That way if I do got to bring him up, it'll be better. So stack my 2. Now I'll take off the moves, and the op's complete. Shaken will stay until I play like Bloodlust on my people. Alien shaken results get taken when they become activated, and then they get marked with an ops complete. Alright, That's that. Then I'm going to draw 3 cards. What was an end turn? I guess it should go. Oh no, actually it's a new turn. So I'm going to draw. Now remember, in the rules it says, and I just want to read this to you, just so you understand my thinking. I think I explained this last time, but I'm just going to share it one more time. It says that for initiative, it says, note that in Knight of Man Solitaire, the player doesn't shuffle the deck of action cards at the end of each turn. The action cards are shuffled when there are no more in-turn cards left in the deck. Oh, that's not it. Where's the... Of course. I'm trying to read you something that I read and now I can't find it, and so maybe I just made it up. Okay, normally this is where I would pause the camera for a moment. Oh, right here. Here it is. If, let's see. Oh, here it is. Page 3, step 5. Unlike two-player Knight of Man, there is not an initiative phase. Unless directed otherwise by the scenario, the killers always have the initiative. So the first time you play, if you go through the steps, it has you draw an action card to see if the number of the targeting number is less than the number of enemies here on the board. It says greater than the number of mystery markers. Well, it says mystery markers. I have no mystery marker. Technically, oh, he should have been revealed. No, those are mystery markers. I think it just says that there's no initiative phase. But I kind of like having the initiative phase. That way there's a chance for the Earth forces to go versus the aliens. Because it says otherwise, unless the scenario specifies, and this scenario didn't specify. So technically, aliens would always have initiative, but I like to draw. That probably took longer to explain than I intended, but there it is. So I draw a card, and I look, and it's a 2, which is less than these revealed mystery markers that are on the board. So the Earth Defense Forces go first. Now, having drawn, oh, this is interesting. So last turn, I played I played artillery, and now I draw the heavy artillery card. So that's kind of useless. However, it does have a let's go get 'em. Move up to 2 infantry units that start within 2 squares. This is the only thing that I've seen that would let you activate more than 1 troop at a time. Normally move is 1 unit at a time. Excuse me. So this is good. I'm going to set that aside in case I need to move 2. Yeah, I'm still sick, but better. I'm going to try not to cough on you. Then I have a fire. Now, that's important because remember I said I thought about shooting. Oh, the M60 unit moved up, but it's still not up on the hill, so I can't shoot with that. I'm going to go ahead though. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot with this stack of people, and I'm going to give them Bullet Storm. All right, so I'm going to shoot straight. I'm going to shoot here. Oh, wait a minute. I can't. Here was something else that I totally forgot, right? Look here for line of sight. This part of the mountain is kind of blocking line of sight because this part's down low, right? The only reason we attacked here is because I had the artillery card. So there's no line of sight. I can't shoot. So what I'm going to have to do is move. That's the part that's scary, right? Is moving troops out into the open. So I'm going to play the Let's Get 'em card. Move up to 2 infantry units that start within 2 squares of each other. Now it says infantry units. I actually have infantry units, and I've got 2 infantry units right here. So I'm going to activate that. I'm going to move them up. I'm going to move them right here to the edge of that. So let's get them. Goes away. They get marked with a move. Since they only moved 1, they don't trigger opportunity fire. However, since they are marked moved, that means at some point, if I draw a random event for opportunity fire, I can check to see if somebody shoots at them. That's always a risk. Okay, Earth forces are done. AI card is a green circle. I have no green. Oh, I have a green circle. Now this one you can barely see on camera. This is one of the hover cards. Skirmish says move. So again, I'll read you the move, and this is why, even though the AI is really cool to have, sometimes you're left going, I really don't know how to interpret that. So it says for the move, it's objective and cautious. So objective. Now, in the rule, in the scenario, just so you're with me, it does say that the objectives for the aliens are pretty much going to be the American troops. So if I read this to you, they got the handler. There was something here, I thought I read it yesterday, that says aliens. It's like in here somewhere. Alright, this I will pause for a second to find, because I want to share this. This is actually an important part of the game when it comes to what are objectives. So I'll be right back. This is one of those times where my mind is thinking of something that I thought I read and I can't find it, and I don't want to reread all the rules just to find the one thing I thought that I was thinking about. But anyway, so we'll move on. What I was thinking about was if I didn't have objectives, there was like a default setting that the aliens would attack towards the humans. Like the humans are then the objective. And I can't find that in the rules, so I'm not going to dig that up. However, I do have objective cautious as the move. And we do have objectives on the map. And it says, if AI holds sufficient objectives to win, treat as fire. Because they do. And so that means this green circle is up above, technically. Well, it can't hit anything because they're up one level. These woods are blocking line of sight, and that building that they're in is blocking line of sight. So he can't shoot across. And he can't shoot down here. Well, actually, they're up, and he would be shooting over the forest right there. So technically, since there's no, since we have all the objectives, they can fire. They're going to shoot across at that infantry in the open. That's the problem with moving things out, is it's in the open. So his move then would default to a fire. Fire would be largest target, but that's the only largest target available. And no cover, draw a card. I draw a card, and it's a miss, so no damage down on that side. Alright, we'll just move along. So he fired. He gets marked with a fired. He's done. Back to the Earth Defense Forces. I draw a fire and a move. So I already have some cards. I'm thinking I want to move the Bradley up so we can start shooting into the buildings. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave Jack behind. Jack wasn't loaded up. It just happened to be in the same square as my loaded Bradley. So I'm going to do just a regular move. So I'm going to put that over here as spent. Bradley has 8 tracked movement points. Just make sure that there's nothing weird with clear terrain. Tracked vehicles, clear, it's 1. Because wheeled costs 2. So this is not wheeled, it's tracked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to move it here. That way I can shoot into this building. I'm happy with that. So they get marked with a moved. And it's got some infantry in it. But since I moved more than half, I can't deploy the infantry out. Maybe I should. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be half. I could drop off the infantry. Then I'd have another infantry here. I'm going to bring the infantry with me because if I push forward, maybe I can drop them off. Alright, done. Aliens. Red triangle. I have no red triangles. That's a pass for the aliens. Humanity scores another move and fire. Well, it's not move and fire, but it's a fire, action, move, action. You know, and I need a power to activate Iskara's power. So this infantry, they don't have a very good targeting, but they don't have a very good damage. They might, I don't think they have really good range to shoot at the enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They could shoot, but they have really terrible aiming. Yeah, that's not good. I think what I'll do is play a move. I'm going to play a move. Should I do it? Because right now they're safe from being... You know what? I'm going to play a move and move these guys up. That way I can start getting... They can start shooting down onto the aliens in those buildings now. So they're good. I should probably start moving them to where eventually they could assault. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We'll just shoot down. We'll just move for there. Alright. Aliens. Red triangle, red circle. I do not have red triangles, but I have a red circle. So it says on skirmish, they're going to look for a random event. I pull a random event. It says op fire. I got 3 units marked with move. I have 2 that I can shoot at because they're shooting up. They're on the edge of this ridge. So I'm going to roll a die. Dice not included with the game. This is from my collection. 1, 2, 3 for the stack. 1, 2, 3 that stack. 4, 5, 6 that stack. Well, let me see. It does say though if it's going to fire, it'd be the largest. This technically is the largest stack. So they're just going to shoot straight across, and that makes sense. But why that's bad for us is at that range, 1 through 2 gets a +1 high explosive firing factor. They have a 2, add 1 is 3. So now I've got no defense because we're in the open. So I got to draw 3 cards and see what kind of damage we take. First one is a hit, so that's 1 hit. Then there's 2 hits. That's great. Third card is a blank. I've got 2 units, so I got to pick which one. Actually, they're both infantry, and they're both fine. So I'm just going to say you are hit and shaken. We'll just grab at random there. Let's put the wounded one on the bottom of the stack and mark you with a fired. Great. Okay, they're done. Back to humanity. Humanity grabs Valiant Warrior. Ignores first hit and assault. That's great. Also has a move of excuse me. Ignore first hit from opportunity fire. It's a dash. I don't have anything that needs to opportunity fire, but I do want to move this M60 up. So we're going to just play a regular move. Yep, because I haven't drawn a power yet. So the M60 will move up on the hill with its 2 points. Okay, aliens. Grab red circle, black triangle. I have 1 black triangle, and that means skirmish move. Now this is this is the spider bot handler. He's been activated. Now the spider bot handler has quite a few rules for this particular mission. They will deploy his spider bots. Now they deploy in an adjacent square, stacking together. The player should deploy them in a square with the highest cover factor closest to a militia unit. Closest to a militia unit. That would be in the same hex as the spider bot because, well, actually this building, because it's only got 1 unit in it already. Spider bot is not affected by the mystery marker because it only activates when the spider handler activates. Okay, so we deployed. If there's no enemy unit within movement range, they will combine fire. Okay, so the spider handler, his action was to deploy the spider bots. So he's done. What does he get marked with? I'm going to say he's going to get ops complete. Doesn't say what happens what you do. I mean, I guess if he moved or something, but it doesn't say if you deploy. I guess I have to look in the book. All right, let me see if that's an ops complete. I don't know if there's spider handler section. Let me double check. I'm going to just make an on-the-fly call. I kind of looked through. I didn't, like I said, I don't want to reread every single sentence of rules. I don't see anything where it says what to do with the spider bot guy. I mean, if he moves or attacks, that would make sense, but it doesn't say what happens when you deploy the spider. So in a way, in my mind, what makes sense to me is his action is deploying. It's not a fire, it's not a move. So I'm going to mark him with ops complete. Now that could be the wrong call, but that's the call I'm going to make, because in my mind that makes sense. Which throws it back to Earth forces. I draw a reload and fire. Single unit marked fire may fire again at original target, add 1 to accuracy. Well, I have not done any shooting, and I still have not drawn anything with a power. I still gotta move Jack. Oh yes, I'm gonna move Jack. Jack is a fast move. Remember, she has an inspirational ability where she adds +1 high explosive firepower to anything within like 2 hexes of her. So I'm gonna move her up. Fast move, +2 to movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! She is now able to add combat bonus to everything here except to Bradley. So she's like the sergeant. She's probably got, you know, coordinating, setting up lanes of fire, stuff like that. Right. She gets a move. Humans. Where's a move? I'm running out of move. Let me grab another marker. Alright, there you go, human. You get moved. Lots of opportunity fire chances here. Oops. Aliens. Draw black circle, black triangle. I will black circle back here. Skirmish is fire. He has no target, so that is a pass. Okay, humanity. Draws a rally. Oh, there's a move in fire. But no power. I'm really trying to save Ascara there for using her power. I'm going to pass because I have everything protected and I've got everything in position now to start shooting. So that last time I drew 2 end turns, right? That moved us to turn 2. The aliens just passed because he couldn't fire. The Earth forces are going to pass. That would be the signal of the end of another turn. So that's going to put us on turn 3. I'm going to discard. I am still going to keep... I'm going to keep a Bullet Storm card just because I want some extra high explosive firepower options. So I'm going to discard those. Done. Technically I should check for reserve movement, but I have no troops that I want to move. Like, everybody is right where I want it right this second. Yeah, so I'm going to take the move and fire it off. And his fired. His ops complete. And they're fired. So this stack of stuff is going to go off to the side. Alright, so right now I just started turn 3. So I'm going to draw. And I drew a second, well, not a second, but the third end turn card. So I gotta be careful. If I draw another one, that will prompt another turn to advance. Countermeasures, let's get them. Glancing shot, and another Bullet Storm. Love me some Bullet Storm. And a first fire with a critical hit, which is great for vehicles. And I'm going to draw a card to see if it's humanity or the aliens. They draw a 1. So they have not done very good gaining initiative. There are some cards that have like a +9, and you know, they have a chance of winning initiative. I just haven't drawn those cards. So Earth forces go first. So we'll play one more little round here. But I didn't draw like a fire. So I've got 2 Bullet Storms. I got a Let's Get 'em. Now with the Let's Get 'em, what's interesting is I could probably do an assault. And Earth Infantry get a plus in assault. That's good. I could probably go in and assault like this hex here that's got the spider bots and a mecha. That might be too much. That might be too much. I'm gonna just shift this because if I leave the spider bots on top, I'll never see that red circle for activation. So I'm just going to put them both offsetting the square. If I charge here, I've got a shaken mecha unit. I could probably take this building, Now it'd trigger another objective, which would probably open up some reinforcements. But let's do that. I'm gonna move. Let's do it, because I think I have ambush. The first fire first in assault combat cannot be shaken. Assault combat capable unit only. Cannot be shaken. Well, I would think at some point you would need to be shaken, but you fire first. That's the important part. You get to do and resolve your combat damage first before the enemy does. Normally, assault is simultaneous, but this would give me a bonus here. Plus, and we'll make this the climax of this particular turn of events. The Earth forces add +1 to their HE firepower when assaulting. So yeah, we want to assault. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to take... Oh, shoot. I forgot. That one is shaken. Plus, if I move, right? What? Dang it. Yeah, let's go. I can move 2, but they got to be adjacent. Oh, snap. Okay, that won't be the cool thing. And I don't have a rally. And I don't have the bloodlust. So I've got a shaken unit that's just stuck in shaken mode. So I can move this infantry. This infantry would move. I could have him go here, come in here. It would be 2 firepower against 2 firepower, but I'd get to draw my 2 cards first. There's a chance I could kill the enemy coming in here. So instead of sitting in 2, but the problem is my let's get them, I can move 2 infantry that are adjacent. I don't want to waste that. Dang it, not working out the way I want. So I'm going to get rid of this first fire and glancing shot and hopefully get a couple better cards. So that's what we're going to do. My turn is spent exchanging cards. Alien invaders get a green triangle, red circle. Alright, so this is bad. One, I've got 2 units that activate. So I'm going to keep this card out here to remind me 2 aliens are going to activate. Green triangle first. He rallies. So there, I just lost the advantage there. I probably should have pushed. I probably should have been aggressive. But he spends his turn rallying, so he's marked ops complete. Then the red circle unit goes, and he is a skirmish move. Again, skirmish move, and it's going to be objective cautious. So again, if AI holds sufficient objectives to win, treat as fire. And they hold sufficient objectives to win, they'll treat as fire. Fire command is going to be lowest cover factor. I've got 2 units that are equal distance for lowest cover factor. So I'm going to roll my die. 1, 2, or 3, it's this infantry. 4, 5, 6, the M60. I hope it's not the M60. That technically would be the better option. And I rolled a 5. So he's going to attack the M60. No cover, 1 card. I draw my card, and it's blank. So luckily, M60 unit still holding on strong. And the alien gets marked with a fired. I'm going to draw two Earth forces. I said I would end it there, but I'm trying to go out with a cool bang. I drew a fear. Assault combat. Each enemy draws 1 less card. Soft targets only. May reduce to 0. Well, we don't want fear. Flechette round. Fire a vehicle. +2 to HEF. Max range 6. That is a Bradley ammo. Then I have a reload and fire. And a light wound. So, yeah. Okay, this is good. Countermeasure. Alright, so I have bullet storm, ambush, whatnot. I'm going to use Flechette round. Flechette round is one of those bonus Kickstarter cards. Excuse me, but I'm going to try it. So it says max range of 6. So 1, 2, 3. 3 away. Add 2 to my high explosive firepower, which is a 3 already. So it has a grand total of 5. This alien is a hard target, so it has 1 defense. And it's inside a building, so that's 2. So I take my 5, subtract 2. That's 3 cards I'm going to draw. So the first card I draw is a miss. Second card I draw is a miss. Third card I draw is a miss. Great, that's 3 cards in a row with no hits. So that alien comes away good. Well, there's your end on a bang. Alright, well, that's where we've left off. So we've started a new turn, activated an alien unit, well actually 2. This one here, I gotta put the ops complete on top. He's gone from shaken to ops complete, so he's done. And then the Bradley fired a really cool flechette round, causing no damage. I've moved Earth forces up. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. It is turn 3, and I've got to get these 3 objectives by the end of turn 7. Could happen. Could happen. I just got to be more aggressive, I think. That's what I say in all of these. I just had to be more aggressive. Well, yeah, and I just have to draw hits. All right, anyway, thanks for tuning in. And it may be a day or two before I get back to this, but, you know, hopefully this has been, you know, good for you. All right, cool. Thanks. Talk to you later.